life. I am live. Nobel Prize, no, no. Yes. Wait, let me just send my screen out. I'm good. Just started to stream on YouTube. Put the word out and snap.
There aren't many people in this industry that I respect more than Rey Mysterio. And while I think the world of Rey Mysterio, it doesn't mean we always see eye to eye.
Hey,
and yes, we've often gotten into fights over our disagreements, but every single encounter with Rey is special. We've had so many great moments, but when it came to this showcase, I went with one that may surprise you. A match where we were on good terms with each other, where we just went out there with the simplest of goals. Win the match, earn a title shot, Armageddon.
I'm going to change the location of my face cam to be honest.
This is the first time these two former world champions are facing off against each other, duking it out here for the #1 contender spot for William Regal's Intercontinental Championship. I think either one of these men is fully capable of bringing even more honor and prestige to that coveted championship. You can tell there's so much mutual honor and respect in there between Punk and Mysterio. Escaped in a chop.
I'm back in motion.
Takes him down. And we talk about the reason for this tournament to contend for the Intercontinental Championship, coming from a smug
Right timed objective.
CM Punk and Rey Mysterio, two former world champions, battling for the chance at the Intercontinental Championship. It's hard to believe it's the first time they're facing each other, too. Everyone in WWE is on the edge of their seats here at Armageddon.
Yeah, and you better believe that William Regal is keeping a close eye on these two. Depending on how this goes, he'll either be facing CM Punk or Rey Mysterio. Both men with a tremendous amount of talent.
And we talk about the reason for this tournament to contend for the Intercontinental Championship, coming from the smug attitude of our current Intercontinental Champion, William Regal. Saying how no one is deserving of the challenge. But I'm seeing two very deserving contenders in front of me now.
Well, Michael Cole, you can only say that now because of the tournament Regal put.
About to be locked in. Here we go, guys. And the rope for first to hold should be released.
You thought handling them.
Round and round we go. Tilt-a-whirl head scissors. You see Rey Mysterio, and you notice, Corey, his wrist doesn't have extra taping tonight. He had torn ligaments in that wrist a couple of weeks ago. Is there a reason for not having it taped? I don't think it's healed quickly. I think it's perhaps psychological. Well, we always know if you go into a match and you have an injury and you've got some part of your body taped up, it's like a bullseye. It's like a target for your opponent. Ray probably wants to appear 100%, even if he truly isn't. I'm not sure how much of CM Punk's head could be in this match after losing the World Tag Team titles last night. Well, he's facing Rey Mysterio, so he better get his head in the game fast. Just from looking at Punk tonight, I'd say he's pretty focused right now. I think he realizes the bigger picture is getting a shot at the Intercontinental title.
Alexa, shut up.
Hooked up and DDT.
Alexa, stop.
Man, what timing on that counter. Kick to the body as the
And how wasn't he throwing me every time I do that 1 minute?
tremendous athleticism. What an arm
Get
drag.
how wrestling works. You can't just count on one specific
Going
move
straight to the
and
top.
never take it.
He's got in mind the count-out rules as he heads ringside. He answers right back. Run out of ringside and back to the mat. What an axe handle. Wait a second. Interesting turn of events here. Yeah, he just released the hold, and I'm racking my brain wondering why. CM Punk won the World Heavyweight title back in June on his first night on Raw after the draft, cashing in his Money in the Bank.
What a night to remember that was. But the end of Punk's reign wasn't as ceremonious. The title was taken away from him after a punt from Randy Orton. Punk on the shelf.
And maybe Punk has targeted something. Maybe an ailing injury could be affecting Ray.
Reorientating them in the corner here.
Ray's veteran instincts on display.
Counter for counter now. Can it be capitalized on? CM Punk connects with that knee lift. And opponent like a sack of cement drop with a clothesline.
Oh,
Turns the tables with an elbow to the gut.
Again, the Intercontinental Champion, William Regal, will face the winner, earning a chance to hold the same title the likes of Pat Patterson, Bret Hart, Shawn Michaels, Triple H, Stone Cold, The Rock, and many more have held. I had the opportunity to talk to Mysterio and Punk earlier today, and they said just having a chance to battle for the Intercontinental title is so important to both of them in both of their careers.
sure if it's resilience or stupidity that's going to drive you to try and come back from a move like that. Draped into the deadly tree of woe position. Stuck in a tree of woe and being viciously kneed over and over again. Get in there, ref. Got him in the corner now. Pump connect. To the knee to the jaw. Good. Makes some space.
Any trouble! He's blinding more!
Powerbomb here. But no reverse. Hooks him on a pin. Legs are hooked. He breaks the ref's count after one. The wear and tear of this match only affected him slightly, it seems. Mysterio showing the wear and tear this match has taken on him. Rushing into the corner, step up knee, rocks the jaw, and a bulldog.
Bro, the laptop is high.
From the middle row, scissors whip. Ray taking it to Punk, still vying for the #1 contender spot. Leaning against the turnbuckle now. Bad sight here, dangling helpless in the corner. Big kick. Stuck in the tree of woe and being viciously kneed over and over again.
Oh, my God.
Get in there, ref.
We're leading.
Well, this #1 contender match full of drama here. Punk and Ray have been running at breakneck pace. Opponent lifted up, jaw, meet knee, down with a GTS. And that can keep Ray down. Transitions into the pin. Is this it? Somehow he kicked out. Every single person in this arena thought this was over, except Rey Mysterio. CM Punk thought that was enough. From the sky.
He's actually believing.
And staying with it, into the cover. CM Punk is the #1 contender. Here is your winner, battered and bruised. What a gutsy match out of Mysterio and Punk. The bottom line is, CM Punk has a date with the Intercontinental Champion, William Regal. Okay, so far, so good, right? 2 matches, 2 big wins. But let's use this slingshot technology to get another chance at a win that slipped right through my fingers. WrestleMania 27, facing Randy Orton. I'd done what few people dared to do and provoked the Viper myself. This was revenge, of course, for Randy Orton attacking me at Unforgiven, punctuating the whole thing with his trademark punk kick, which caused an injury which forced me to vacate the World Heavyweight Championship.
Now, that right there was impressive.
Credit to Randy. He showed exactly why he is one of WWE's most dangerous competitors, as I made one single mistake, resulting in him getting the RKO and getting the victory. This time, with your help, we're going to get that win. Let's rewrite history together.
Seems to be they understand
Randy
their part.
Orton has just taken the psychological advantage back from CM Punk.
Sorry, Wade. I don't agree with you at all. From St. Louis, Missouri, weighing in at 245 pounds, look at the right leg of Randy Orton. That leg is heavily taped. The question is the leg ready? After the assault with the monkey wrench by CM Punk. Remember, it was just this past Monday where Orton could not even follow through with a patented punt to CM Punk because his leg gave out.
Let me eat my chocolate quick.
And as cold and calculated and evil as Randy Orton is, you can bet that CM Punk is even more so. We've seen exactly that in the weeks leading up to this match.
While these two men would never admit it, it is eerily similar how alike they are. Punk and Orton, both these men can easily be described as cold, cunning, calculating, nefarious, diabolical. Take your pick of the adjective, the point remains. They truly mirror each other in that respect.
But there's one thing that CM Punk has that's going to get. Wait a minute, setting in. Devastating submission coming. CM looking to break their back. Oh, what a great escape. Looks to climb the top rope. From way up top. Look, Randy Orton needs to end this matchup quickly. Jump on the offensive and put Punk away as quickly as he can.
Easier said than done. Punk has targeted Orton both physically and mentally in the weeks leading up to this match. The assault on Orton's leg with the monkey wrench, the mental anguish Punk had put Randy's family through, what Randy Orton should do, and what Randy Orton can do in this match are two entirely different things.
Read that one. Conspicuous by their absence tonight are the other members of the new Nexus. Each of Punk's followers have been barred from ringside after suffering losses to Randy from the top.
Oh, the high risk does not pay off.
Step right into the corner. Counter from Orton.
They're not countering. Not how wrestling works. You can't be top and you can't be bothered to take.
Vicious impact with the knee.
He's in a bad place. This is where it could all end for him. Force the move by throwing an elbow into the midsection. Taking heavy fire in the corner in the form of a series of clotheslines. And driven down in a belly-to-back suplex. CM Punk very confident coming into this matchup. He says he has followers and faith in his corner.
I don't know how much faith he can have when those turncoats in the new Nexus have been neutralized. At this point, Punk has as many followers as you.
Is this it? Is this...
Handful.
The end. That's an unusual decision. Maybe looking to deal some more damage first. Has him in the corner, thinking of the next move. He's able to reverse it. Randy Orton positioning his opponent. Orton is set. Vengeance! Randy Orton. Pure venom coursing through the Viper's veins now. And CM Punk just got a gnarly taste. Check out this power in the corner. Snake eyes.
And you know that WrestleMania atmosphere is pushing Orton through the pain, putting Punk on the defensive here.
The story of this match is that knee injury of Randy Orton. We don't know if we'll see Orton's path of Punk tonight. He attempted it on Raw this past Monday, but could not execute the maneuver.
We shall see. Randy has had a week to recover on any focused attacks on that knee. Highly lessen the chances that the Viper can unleash his most devastating attack.
Look at this, out to the apron. Oh my goodness, you kidding me? Many matches turn on that kind of contact with the apron. This could be a key moment in this contest. Neck breaker on the floor. And CM Punk is leaving no breathing room here. Yeah, Punk's just toying with Randy like a cat with a mouse. Talk about a jumping nothing. A real miscalculation on their part.
Oh, we know what's coming here. Ladies and gentlemen,
It's all Punk's for the taking. Crashes to the mat. And Punk and Orton going at it here. Man, both of these guys physically exhausted.
What a knockdown, drag-out affair it has been from the opening bell. Now CM Punk looking to concoct something particularly nasty here.
Randy Orton sensed something bad was coming, fighting his way out. And Punk sent into the steel. And Orton now has Punk where he wants him. Vintage Randy Orton.
And it rarely works out well for Orton's opponents from this point.
The Viper now coiled, ready to strike. Staring in the eyes of Punk, who's down and out, but I think Orton guys may have other ideas.
Yeah, this may well be the knockout blow. Randy Orton got that look in his eye, got venom flowing through his veins, bad intentions in mind.
Knockout blow. This may end CM Punk once and for all, Wade. Orton gonna try to end Punk's career with that patented punch, and Orton's knee gives out.
Oh, just collapsing at a critical moment, and CM Punk surviving there by the skin of his teeth.
Randy Orton's hurt. Punk now trying to figure out if he can drag himself up and somehow take advantage.
Randy slapping on this hole, looking.
And he very quickly counters. We knew this was going to be more of a war than a wrestling match. Punk and Orton said they were refusing to call a ceasefire in this battle. Taking flight. Compressing them to a splash.
What's this? He's going.
First up top. Consecutive choreographed maneuvers, and the pace of this match has certainly picked up.
Managing to avoid that bit of offense.
Blink and you miss it. Power
I didn't!
Does Orton cap this off?
two. Wins. Randy Orton has finally bested CM Punk. The winner of this match, Randy.
I'm not doing all that again. I'm just listening to my noise.
As personal a battle as you see at WrestleMania this year, CM Punk has promised to hurt Randy Orton, to turn him upside down. I'd say he's done as good a job as any making good on that promise. Look, love him or hate him, CM Punk lives by the strength of his convictions. That's what's driving him to come at Orton the way he has been. And in Punk's mind, that's what'll drive him to defeat the Viper here on the biggest stage imaginable. Faith. That has been the buzzword for Punk. That faith is what Punk considers his guiding light as he continues down this path of darkness and self-proclaimed vengeance against Orton. Could be thinking high-risk offense here. Sky high. Crashing to the floor. A gruesome landing. I don't know how you walk away from that. CM Punk has stated that Randy Orton is going to, quote, pay for his sins tonight. Those sins date back to 3 years ago when Orton punted Punk and caused an injury that led Punk to relinquishing his title. In return, Punk cost Orton the title against The Miz at the Royal Rumble just 3 months ago. Well, if you ask me, CM Punk was justified in his actions. An eye for an eye. Plus, let's not gloss over the fact that Miz would have won anyway.
Right. And I'm guessing you thought the same thing when you interfered in the Miz's title defense before that one.
Absolutely, Wade. I was just there for emotional support. Big time height on that kick. CM Punk very confident coming into this matchup. He says he has followers and faith in his corner.
I don't know how much faith he can have when those turncoats in the new Nexus have been neutralized. At this point, Punk has as many followers as you have coal miners.
Oh, bite your tongue, Wade. I'm a proud card-carrying coal miner.
Okay, so it's coal miners 1, Punk followers 0.
Look, Randy Orton needs to end this matchup quickly. He's got to go on the offensive and put Punk away as quickly as he can.
Easier said than done. Punk has targeted Orton both physically and mentally in the weeks leading up to this match.
No!
With the monkey wrench,
Woo!
Randy's family through, what Randy Orton should do, and what Randy Orton can do in this match are two entirely different things.
Showing Randy the door here. Punk scaling the turnbuckles. First up top. Good Lord. Taking flight. Putting it all on the line. Coming up big with a breathtaking move. The WWE Universe has long awaited to see Punk and Orton settle this grudge. But I cannot wait to see Michael Punk make his WrestleMania debut in the very next match. I can't believe that, Corey. I've been training for months for this moment. It could be the biggest match in WrestleMania history.
Oh, the delusion at this commentary table right now is astounding.
Oh, why would you come up?
And it is going to be a massacre.
Speaking of that, how did your match go?
Oh, shit!
Just focus on Punk.
It's going to do that. I'm winning this match by count out. I couldn't tell you if that's what the game wants to happen or not. It's how I'm doing it.
In position. Pure venom coursing through the Viper's veins now, and CM Punk just got a gnarly taste.
Bye-bye.
2013 did not go the way I hoped it would. After a 2012 that saw me hold the WWE Championship the entire year, I thought I was untouchable. Unfortunately, that was not the case. We start with WrestleMania 29 and the night I looked to end The Undertaker's streak. Many people thought I'd be the one to bring it all crumbling down, that I should have won. I'm one of those people. I wasn't scared of The Undertaker. We'd battled dozens of times before, including in a Hell in a Cell, and I knew I needed to hit him deep. So, I stole The Undertaker's urn.
That is the ultimate act of disrespect.
What can I say? I like to antagonize. When the day came, I fell short. But imagine the butterfly effect through WWE history if that match went the other way. If CM Punk was the one to end the dead man streak. Let's revisit that classic match, but this time with a very different outcome.
CM Punk, a man with a lot of fame, has recently talked to The Undertaker in the lead up to this match. Playing games like only CM Punk can. This match between CM Punk and Undertaker is about so much more than just Undertaker's WrestleMania winning streak. It's also about respect.
Or disrespect in the case of Punk for
First up top. Giant knee drop. Right over the top turnbuckle now. Flying. Heinous knee to the face. Fortune favors the bold. These risks could be a winning strategy. He just decides in the hole. Wonder what he's thinking here. I'd have to think the number one thing Punk has to watch out for is the pure striking power of The Undertaker. Yeah, he's straight into the pin. Undertaker is still in this. Not even on a one count.
He came out here tonight prepared for a lengthy match. He's just getting started.
Boom! Good defense from him.
Connected hard with the calf kick.
Some impressive offense from Punk, but it's always a challenge to have any. Take off. Wow. Undertaker showing no answer for this attack. The Phenom struggling to keep up with CM Punk. From the top rope. Elbow drop from the top rope. Attempting high-risk move after high-risk move at a breakneck pace. And he gets discarded out of the ring. From the top. Crash and burn. High risk that just resulted in a big split. Counter by CM Punk. Punk is showing so much disrespect over damage the dead man enough. And CM Punk's maintained the advantage now.
Punk wisely pressing the advantage against the dead man.
Here we go. Uh-oh. Somehow he saw Taker coming. Opportunity now for Punk to capture some momentum.
If Punk is looking for an opportunity to pull a 180, that could be it. Targets in the kidneys with that.
Superstar giving
I'd appreciate it.
High red district for CM Punk. First up top. Knee drop.
Somehow Taker and Punk just keep finding another level.
Lift off. Coming down from way up top. Got CM Punk trying to do something here that no one's been able to do. Beat The Undertaker at WrestleMania.
Now grab for that chokeslam and inadvertently perhaps the referee gets dropped.
Could be a fortuitous turn of events for CM Punk. Heyman out of the way just in time. And this could do it for the win. And a strong kick out at one.
Somehow able to kick out before a 2 count. How is he still going like this?
Undertaker's man, this might be over. You gotta think he's just one final blow away from not kicking out next time. Oh, look at this. Out to the apron. Oh, my goodness. Are you kidding me? Nasty. The hardest part of the ring. Ooh, heartbreaker. Oh, just deadlifting their opponent and tossing them aside.
And he evades sudden, swift and brutal impact.
He quickly slides into the ring. No, no, no. Taking a flight to nowhere. Oh, that was nasty to watch. Finding nobody home. Stiff elbow will break that up. Massive miscalculation on that one. CM Punk looking to turn out the lights. GTS. Crucial moment for The Undertaker. He turns it into the Anaconda Vice. After everything he's been through, will he submits? He taps out. The winner of this match, I'm still in shock. The streak is dead and buried. CM Punk has beaten the Phenom.
Feel the energy in this arena. The mix.
I just beat the streak.
Getting that one back feels really good. Plus, look at what chaos it would have caused across WWE. A win-win. The thing about that Undertaker loss is I shouldn't have even been in that match to begin with. I wouldn't have been trying to end the streak if I wasn't forced into a number one contenders match with John Cena 8 days after Elimination Chamber. John Cena, my wrestling soulmate. Our methods differ greatly, but we both operate looking for the same thing, respect. Any battle with Cena was going to push you and make you better. Despite being banged up, I was supremely confident that the wrestling gods were on my side and that they'd give me my rightful and deserved spot against The Rock in the main event of WrestleMania. But the thing about John Cena is he's always working, he's always changing, always looking to throw you off, even by the smallest bit. Who game plans for a John Cena Hurricane Rana? I sure didn't. And that was enough to disorient me long enough to fall victim to an attitude adjustment. I was so close to a WrestleMania main event, it all slipped away in an instant. What do you say we let Slingshot Tech do its thing and grant me another chance to beat John Cena on a cold February night in 2013?
defeated John Cena for the WWE Championship at Money in the Bank 2011 and walked out of WWE with the title in his possession. And Punk has spent the last year and a half getting the better of Cena as the franchise of WWE failed to regain the title from Punk. So, with this being the biggest match since then, I'm not sure if John has a big match performance in him. Leg sweep.
Punk looking to impose his will. Double underhook left, simply too heavy.
Countered with a back body drop. Something to note about tonight's contest. Even with Cena putting his shot on the line, there's no title up for grabs, so that means there's no championship advantage. Cena can lose his fight at WrestleMania if he gets counted out or disqualified.
CM Punk knows he can beat Cena via pinfall. He's done it before. But the question is, would CM Punk try to earn a victory the less honorable way with the WrestleMania main event hanging in the balance?
I know the Punk we've seen as of late is a bit more cutthroat, a bit more underhanded, but I believe with the stakes this big, CM Punk still wants to put his name into the history books the right way.
Great wherewithal to dodge there.
John Cena looking for a major career turnaround this year, as 2012 was not his year. He lost to The Rock at WrestleMania. He failed his Money in the Bank cash-in against CM Punk. Failed to defeat CM Punk at SummerSlam. And he lost many other main event, premium live event matches along the way. But 2013 is looking like the year Cena may return to the top of the mountain in WWE. He already won the Royal Rumble, and he has yet face first. All set up. Koji clutches it. Fighting to get out of it. Yes, he makes an escape. I get the sense that John Cena is a little nervous here, and honestly, who can blame him? Cena had his shot at The Rock, at the championship, to main event WrestleMania once again. And he put it all on the line to face the one man he's been unable to beat, CM Punk. Face first, all set up, and he decides to let his opponent out of the hold. But it felt like he was losing a grip and didn't want the opposition to count it out of the submission. To the sky. To the midsection.
that
just
leg.
cranking the head. That's gonna hurt. CM plans in motion. And Punk has been on the edge here before against Cena, but you never want to have John Cena this close to the finish line.
Punk dodges out in time. CM Punk looking to end things here.
Oh, Cena's face.
There too. He's doing his fight. Going up against John Cena has to be intimidating enough. And then he's able to kick out like that. Unbelievable. Punk took his best shot, gave him everything he had, but just couldn't get the pin. Ladies and gentlemen, this is Edge on top.
He lands hard.
Going over the turnbuckle here.
Come on, you have to look immediate.
And able to skirt around that attack.
And CM Punk is in control.
Punk is letting Cena know he's read his book right now. CM Punk with a quick movement. You're remark. He connects. He's not done there. He's locked in the act.
And for some reason, he just broke his own submission hold.
Oh!
Calm that all now.
Bang! What a punch. And he's finally got an answer to this offensive storm. Cena's never given that attitude shining through once again. Look out. It's on now.
Yeah. I think he should work at beating up when I was with his face covered in that much blood.
And this match is swiftly turning into a knockdown
What's up? What's up? Yeah, I do quite a few reaction videos.
CM Punk hoists his opponent. That has to be.
I've done music reactions before, but they usually get taken down due to copyright.
The final nail in the coffin.
He's going to WrestleMania. So the winner of this match,
Bloody hell.
The damn Rana has haunted me for years. Not anymore.
What is it?
Thanks to you. The only reason I was in that position to begin with is because of one man, The Rock.
And here comes The Rock, the People's Champ.
He stole my title at the Royal Rumble. And heading into Elimination Chamber, I was looking for revenge. Unfortunately, because of some typical Rock scheming behind the scenes, I walked away empty handed.
We got a new champion. We got a new champion. But we don't have an official. Come on, 1, 2, 3, come on.
We need to change that. And it's going to take most of the skills you've shown so far to get here to overcome a full-on conspiracy, but I know you've got what it takes. Slingshot, take us to Elimination Chamber
I'll
2013.
react to it tomorrow.
The following contest is scheduled for one fall and is for the WWE Championship.
That's still what she said. all those good, and I'm going to you good?
Tonight in New Orleans, The Rock defending his WWE Championship against CM Punk, who's fully deluded himself into believing that he's still the WWE Champion.
I'd say Punk has a fairly solid argument here as both the real WWE Champion and the People's Champion.
Well, The Rock says Punk's got the ass kicking of a lifetime coming here, and that's a lot more believable than anything Punk's got to say. And Paul Heyman ringside, you just know the wheels are turning in his devious brain. Hey, now, Paul Heyman's a brilliant manager. You could like him, you could dislike him, it doesn't matter. His success speaks for itself. Well, Punk's been paying his meal ticket for a long time, and Heyman realizes the payday that is going to come. And he's releasing the hold. I guess he might have something else in mind here. Knee straight to the gut, stays on the attack.
Each superstar.
He lets his opponent out of the submission. Yeah, who knows what damage has been done.
Quick thinking and quick rollout there. Wants to remove and return.
This is why it's good to have a manager. Good to have an ally who wants you to win as badly as you do. And will introduce any tool to produce a
Oh, look
all
out!
the way down to the floor.
Played with fire there.
Such a questionable decision to take that risk at this point in the match. And despite being the champion, Rock has lived this past week without the title in his possession.
Yeah, you even have Paul Heyman on the internet saying, quote, possession is 9/10 of the law, and that since CM Punk possessed the title, he was the champion.
Conan, going to murder you. What is it?
Heyman is typically a liar.
Oh, this looks like a good one. I can tell from the picture.
And he's admitted as such. But still, Punk can put all that to rest when he beats The Rock tonight and truly be the champion. And I'm sure CM Punk has the perfect game plan in mind tonight. Is the out from the top. Double axe handle connects. He's going back up a second time. He is looking to do some serious harm.
Yeah, I'm just looking for one you're watching.
Soaring. Flying from the top. Fortune favors the bold. These risks could be a winning strategy. Float over Russian leg sweep. And one thing the champion never normally has to worry about is getting demoted.
So the knee just felling their opponent, and now, oh, a pin attempt out of nowhere. That
Conan.
may have been an easy kick out, but they'll surely get harder as this match continues.
Calf kick on the money.
I swear to God.
Lifts his opponent.
Okay, oh. No problem. Okay, I believe you.
And as a wise man wants. Oh, get the cameras ready, ladies and gentlemen. This is why you bought a ticket. People's Elbow connects. This is a champion in action. What? You gotta be kidding me. Simply unreal, potentially superstars believe they are the WWE champion, and
Well, CM Punk isn't, Wade. Stealing the gold doesn't make you a champion.
let me finish, Michael Cole. No need to get your britches in a bunch. Without a doubt, CM Punk has a champion's mentality. In his heart of hearts, he never lost the title.
Yeah, okay, whatever. And now he and Heyman have made it so there's no championship advantage for The Rock tonight. Disqualification or count out, he loses the title. The pinpoint kick to the back. The Rock with some good timing here. Looking to go up high. From the top. Barely kicks out.
He's got to be running on fumes at this point. Rock.
This is the kind of stuff you can pull off when you're descended from greatness. The Rock doing his family proud.
Here's a partner.
That might have just sealed the deal on us having a new chain. First up top. Knee drop. Let's see if opponents
No!
clean separate.
But the opponent loved the powering out with elbows to the face. Elbows to the face.
Twisting into a neck breaker.
This is another match that's really beat the hell out of you as well.
And this right here, this is what we expect when the best in the world goes toe to toe with first up top. Good Lord, taking flight.
However much you think that hurt, I promise you, it was way worse.
Flying ringside with pinpoint accuracy.
And he manages to escape just in the nick of time.
Whip back into the ring.
Misses on the springboard.
On the break, and over it.
One step ahead there. What grace. Float over to the
Dignity.
Oh, look at this. Just cranking ahead. That's gonna hurt. He's heading to the top turnbuckle.
Stalking from above.
From the top rope. Completely missed the mark there. Huge kick connects. And CM Punk looking for support from the crowd. Punch lands.
Swapping some big time swings here.
The fight is on, and it's furious.
This exchange is whipping this capacity crowd into a frenzy.
Impressive determination from both competitors, keeping at each other no matter what.
The Scarlet Rock.
All this heavy artillery is really adding up.
This is a war of attrition with neither superstar running rapidly.
Teamed up on each other, adrenaline at peak levels. There's the piece de resistance, if you will.
Hooked up. Oh, shit breaker. Shoulders down. To retain. The challenger.
How the frick did I manage to kick out that?
Still in this match.
No, no, no!
The millions and millions are prepared to
No, man!
devastating maneuver by the
wants me to. Oh. Do all that again now. Hey.
Here we go, an electric big fight feeling the airtime in New Orleans. The Rock defending his WWE Championship against CM Punk, who's fully deluded himself into believing that he's still the WWE Champion.
I'd say Punk has a fairly solid argument here as both the real WWE Champion and the People's Champion.
Well, The Rock says Punk's got the ass kicking of a lifetime coming here, and that's a lot more believable than anything Punk's got to say.
Adverse disaster with an elbow in the midsection.
I appreciate you stop countering every move I do.
Reversed on CM Punk. And
The only
behind
way
the
wrestling
ringside,
works,
you just know the wheels are turning in his devious brain. Hey, now,
wrestling works. You stupid idiot.
to gain the advantage.
Punk is pulled in.
CM Punk stopped that in its tracks. Face first. Set down. And for some reason, he just broke his own submission hold. Face first. Set down. Wait a second. Interesting turn of events here. He just released the hold, and I'm racking my brain wondering why. Bang. Well-placed calf kick. Rock defeated Punk for the WWE Championship back in the Royal Rumble. Now these men are in a high-pressure situation. Remember, the winner of this match is going to main event WrestleMania as the WWE Champion against John Cena. That is what this is all about.
And out of all the moments The Rock has had, he called that title win, quote, the greatest moment of my career.
But you got to understand, The Rock has sold $1 billion in box office sales.
Ferocious attacks here, and there is no respite whatsoever because incoming, massive superplex at the top rope.
Pulling out all the stops in hopes of bringing home the championship. Ouch. And despite being the champion, Rock has lived this past week without the title in his possession.
Yeah, you even have Paul Heyman on the internet saying, quote, possession is 9/10 of the law. And this is
Snap shoulders down. Here we go.
the ref didn't even get to two. What's so powerful?
Buster down hard.
And as a wise man once said, that was just vintage Rock. And man, did he need just that against Punk. A well-placed calf kick there. And he finds a way to elude that attack.
Denied via a wicked punch to the stomach. He is looking to do some serious harm. About to be locked in. Here we go, guys. He makes the choice to abandon the hold. Climbing up the corner. Perched up top. Diving knee drop.
He's climbing right back up there.
Are you kidding me? From way up, diving double axe handle. Consecutive high-risk maneuvers, and the pace of this match has certainly picked up.
He's going back from the heavens.
Just amazing athleticism being shown here.
That's awful.
Suplex, what a way to capitalize on the mistake.
Such a clash.
No,
Massive Rock,
no, don't use your finisher.
but so devastating. Punk sidesteps out of that.
Finds them. So important now for Punk to close this out as soon as possible. Don't give Rock any chances. I'll take that. Oh, scabbed that one.
Setting him up for something big here.
And Punk gets countered there. And it remains important to remember, Punk's been a guy toe-to-toe with the great one. This capacity crowd on their feet.
All eyes on the action. All eyes on two of the greatest to ever do it. Putting on an absolute classic. What's it going to take to end it? It might be this. Costly. Can we have a new champ after that?
He's going to make some moves here to suffer the countout. Boom! Saw it coming and got an elbow for their trouble. Huge kick connects. And now Punk unloading, realizes the opportunity to win the WWE title is there. Look at him with the official.
The strike to the official, and the official inadvertently blindsided, followed by GTS to the Rock.
Punk is going to Mania. But there's no official, guys.
I mean, you could have counted to 20 already. CM Punk had this match won, but with the ref down, it simply doesn't count.
Heyman is beside himself, trying to get the official into the ring. He understands that Punk had the title won.
Well, CM Punk wasting no time to try and keep up this offense on the Rock. The Rock groggy, but fighting his way out of that second attempt with a spine buster.
Listen to this place erupt. The people's elbow from The Rock. And now to retain his championship. And Punk's still in it.
Oh, second referee gets there, just not quick enough for The Rock to secure victory.
There is no low CM Punk won't stoop to. Blatant cheat.
Now with a quick telephone and a Uranagi converts it into the Anaconda Vice.
So he lets his opponent out of submission. Yeah, but who knows what damage has been done.
Oh, we know what's coming here. Ladies and gentlemen,
It just got as bad as it could for the champ. Two. The champ kicks out at two.
and this is why they are the champ. The ability to survive even the worst their challenges have to offer.
Got a back turn.
How did you miss that? And that.
Thunderous club comes down. Very effective.
And he's able to avoid that effect.
Thank you.
Wins. Punk just beat The Rock for the WWE champ. And honestly, the fact that Punk just beat The Rock here.
You know, I think I've also done it on my second birthday than my first, but you know.
I don't know about you, but I feel a lot better. Beating The Rock and regaining the WWE title just feels right, doesn't it? Unfortunately, there's still one more stop on the 2013 Redemption Tour. After my WrestleMania 29 loss to The Undertaker, I took a few months off the heel. Paul Heyman saw this as something vindictive. He took my absence as betrayal, and before I knew it, I was being attacked by his old pal Brock Lesnar. Brock got involved in business that wasn't his, and I knew a match with no disqualifications was my best shot to even the odds. I would have walked away with the win, but I couldn't resist getting my hands on Heyman, which gave Brock the opening he needed.
Brock Lesnar has beaten CM Punk.
It was a brutal encounter, but if you keep your eye on the prize, you'll avoid taking a trip to Suplex City. Dish out some punishment to Paul if you get the chance, but walking out of SummerSlam 2013 with the win is the main goal. Don't make the same mistake I did.
CM Punk asked for this. Punk wanted to take on his former best friend, Paul Heyman, and his new partner, Brock Lesnar. But if you ask me, Punk let emotions blind him here. Yeah, it's all about vengeance for Punk against the man who betrayed him, Paul Heyman. But having to go through Brock Lesnar to do it is no simple task.
But Punk says he's not afraid of the beast. That he can take Lesnar on, no problem. That he can thrive without Heyman in his corner. This match is Punk's chance to prove that. To show he still is the best in the world. Beautiful Falcon Arrow. CM Punk has spent his entire WWE career with the striking and submission edge over his opponents due to his MMA training. Tonight, that will not be the case.
That's an understatement, Wade. Punk is a top-tier practitioner of MMA, but Brock Lesnar has ruled the MMA world, held the top title in that industry. He's at a level that nobody in WWE can reach. And even with Lesnar underestimating Punk, saying his opponent is taking MMA classes for beginners at his local gym, it's going to be very difficult for Punk to land strong striking submissions on the beast tonight. That was worse than being hit by a cinder block. Turns it around. Something to note tonight, Brock Lesnar is dominant but beatable. He lost his return match after a decade away to John Cena. He lost to Triple H at WrestleMania earlier this year. Well, not to disparage the game, but Triple H only won one of three. Launching. Oh, he paid for that high risk. Schoolboy slide to put this one away. I thought he might have been there, but it's early. Front face lock applied. It's about to get more painful. Hung across the top rope. Heads outside the ring. And no countouts means he can take his time. And Brock is going to bring the fight to
Corey, I know earlier tonight you said a no DQ environment favors the beast. But I think this stipulation may just be the saving grace for CM Punk this evening. If Punk can grab a hold of something and win something, it can be an equalizer.
I will concede that if Punk can somehow knock him out through using weapons while wielding one of his own, he will have the advantage. But consider this. Brock Lesnar now has illegal holds at his disposal. Brock Lesnar can now use his inhuman strength. Look out! Hey! Big kick to the midsection. Oh, look at Punk scaling the turnbuckles from the top.
Oh, a malfunction at the junction.
Strong counter from Punk. Up the rope he goes. Here we go.
Back to top. He cannot be stopped.
Perched up top.
And nobody hold on that one.
It's the same distance.
He's going back.
From the top. Consecutive high-risk maneuvers in the pace of this match.
Nice movement from Punk, and the Uranagi connects. And now,
Not sure what he's thinking. Letting go here. Oh, he cuts it off.
No, every time I see that move,
counters. No one's. Opponent lifted up. Draw. Meet knee. Sleep.
And Lesnar is out. He decides to let his opponent out of the hold. Might have felt like he was losing a grip and didn't want the opposition to counter out of a submission. What an axe handle. Momentum is really on Punk's side. At the moment, Punk has no answer for Punk's raw determination. Turns that back on CM Punk. Things are getting risky. This will not end well. Back suplex right out of the apron. And he gets delivered back into the ring.
oh,
Really nailed it.
Able to parry that one. Struck with a calf kick.
Calf kick on the money.
ref, do something.
What a counter.
Punk showing off his technical prowess. Have a look. Follows it up with a clothesline.
Oh, again.
Big
That kick taking even more punishment and damage to the head.
As far as strategies go, it does
return to WWE, I knew not everyone was going to be thrilled. Drew McIntyre made it clear to everyone watching that he was one of those people with an axe to grind. I don't know, maybe it's jealousy that I could be gone for over a decade and still have fans talking about me while he was on top. But then at the 2024 Royal Rumble, Drew nearly took it all away when his Future Shot DDT tore my tricep. So instead of competing at WrestleMania, I just sit and watch. But I still managed to get involved.
Punk just dropped McIntyre on the table.
Then again at Clash in the Castle.
Oh my God! The balls of CM Punk!
And again at Money in the Bank, ruining Drew's cash in.
Punk with the title to the face of McIntyre!
Good times. But I was finally cleared to return to action shortly after, and now we could finally settle things in the ring. SummerSlam saw him victorious after some truly atrocious officiating from Seth Rollins, but I get my payback at Bash in Berlin when I beat him in a grueling strap match. That put the series at 1-1, with both of us looking to attack the other whenever possible. Now this chaos led to one feasible outcome. It was time for us to go to hell in a cell. Beating Drew at Hell in a Cell was brutal, exhausting, and probably took years off of my life. But getting my arm raised was all worth it. Let's go back to that night. Bad Blood 2024. Get Drew in the cell, and let's show him that you can say whatever you want to about me, but when you bring a man's dog into things, that's a line you do not cross.
Hate is a word we don't use a lot around WWE because there's a certain amount of respect between most competitors. But there is no other word I can use to describe what CM Punk and Drew McIntyre from the top. Oh, took it to the wrist, but was off the mark. This is not wholly unfamiliar territory, psychologically speaking, for CM Punk. If you look back to Punk's career, once upon a time, he admitted in order to destroy the monsters of the world, he himself must become a monster. He said Drew McIntyre has made him the man his worst critics say he is. Cover here. And he gets the shoulder up.
Early going slow, was never going to get a count on that.
And he is directed into the corner.
Knee in the corner, follows it up with a short-arm clothesline.
It all began last November with the return of CM Punk, and that ticked off a lot of superstars, including Drew McIntyre. Who really wanted to kill this business. And CM Punk had no business being back in WWE. The company had buried for a decade. That has driven us to tonight, and the final match in this trilogy between Punk and McIntyre. McIntyre taking a peek under the ring now. Got a wrench. Looking to tune someone up. We've had the opportunity to talk to some of the legends who have been in Hell in a Cell over the years. You ask a guy like The Undertaker, Wade, who's been inside this structure 14 times in his career. Every time he was never the same.
That in and of itself is nothing short of miraculous. That will never be topped.
Can you last? How deep can you dig? How long will you be locked in the structure? You ask guys like Triple H and Shawn Michaels who have the longest ever Hell in a Cell match in over 47 minutes. Punk and McIntyre go longer than that tonight. Think about this. Drew McIntyre has never won inside Hell in a Cell. Punk has. That's going to be adding even more to this match for Drew. Yeah, McIntyre's been successful in unleashing all of his mind games on Punk leading up to this McIntyre. Nailed the midsection. CM Punk looking to turn out the lights. Sleep. Will that sum this up for Punk? Bam. Well-placed drop kick.
And now taking the chance to go to the outside, get a little bit of distance.
McIntyre is getting dismantled. Finding the will to turn the tides inside the cell. He's got McIntyre reeling. Letting out the head. Gals of frustration and rage and then some. Put into the corner. What could be next? Ouch. Running knee in the corner. Overwhelming offense down from Punk.
McIntyre taking the devil inside the Second City Saints, and he's paying for it now.
From way up, double scramble pins. A reversal. He saw that coming.
This fight will not go down as a five-star wrestling classic, that's for sure. These men look to punish and maim one another.
Limited only by the confines of the cell and their own imaginations. Very few men are ever the same when they walk out of this structure.
With the watch.
So much disdain with each of these shots. Something about this is starting to feel way more personal. This is beyond personal now. This is about putting the competition out of action. And McIntyre on the receiving end again. Yeah, Punk able to completely neutralize McIntyre here. That'll turn your lights out. And let us not forget the obsession Drew McIntyre. Punk has crushed McIntyre on a number of occasions. That being the World Championship, including at WrestleMania. An eye for an eye, Punk would say. Just karma for McIntyre, who injured Punk, costing him an opportunity at WrestleMania.
Drew's own life has become second best in his heart. That is how deep Drew's hatred for CM Punk runs.
Punk and McIntyre might be setting a whole new standard of brutality in this business.
Fighting like there is no tomorrow because for one of these men, there might not be.
Oh, stiff red shot. About to be locked in. Here we go, guys. And he locks it up. He makes the choice to abandon the hold.
Connected hard with the calf kick.
And you notice the black armband on the left bicep of McIntyre. He told us he was wearing that tonight because this was Punk's funeral. He was wearing black out of, quote, respect for CM Punk.
McIntyre also wants his apologies in advance for what he does to the straight-edge superstar.
Certainly a master stroke of mind games. We'll find out if Drew McIntyre can do what Punk claimed. Did McIntyre summon the devil himself, or has Drew been successful in clouding Punk's headspace? Is Punk's psyche all over the place?
Punk's demise.
And the cover. Not yet. They just got the shoulder up.
You cannot kill CM Punk. Somehow, some way, Punk will always find a way to survive and continue fighting.
Drew's accustomed to putting out so many men with that maneuver. Spinning kick to the gut. On the apron, lifting it up into the ring. Bam, suplex.
Let's go around that 8 units of insulin down.
Tap kick on the money.
That sounded like a little spoiler to me.
here. Suplex. And Drew, this one's for the match. He kicks out with force. Look at the look on his opponent's face, Cole. He can't believe it.
A razor-sharp chop there. Punk peppering his opponent with attacks. Uranagi.
And he decides to let his opponent out of the hold. Might have felt like he was losing a grip and didn't want the opposition to counter out of the submission.
Oh, what an axe handle.
That looks great.
Punk missed with a wrench and a low blow by McIntyre.
It won't let me skip.
And remember, that is completely legal. It is distasteful, but it's highly effective. And all the wind knocked out of Punk's sails.
Who cares about being tasteful when you're locked inside of Hell in a Cell, Wade? Drew McIntyre came here to destroy Punk once and for all. And now McIntyre going to introduce the steel steps into this matchup. The Scottish Warrior, this Terminator, just destroying Punk.
Well, you wanted hell, Punk? You're getting hell. You are locked in there, no escape, and your demise may be imminent.
Punk trying to summon the will to continue. And what does McIntyre have inside that little bag, gentlemen? I can only imagine what this sicko has in mind.
The Scottish psychopath cocking up something dastardly, no doubt.
Oh my God, the disrespect.
Adding insult to injury.
Those are the beads of Punk's bracelet. Were the beads of Punk's bracelet. And McIntyre now looking to just finally put Punk away. No! McIntyre might have just broken his back.
Oh, God, the sharp edge of that steel digging in to the lower back of McIntyre, who may be crippled. And now with the upper hand is CM Punk.
This is one of the most brutal matches I've ever witnessed inside Hell in a Cell. Punk trying to shove those beads down McIntyre's throat. Here it comes, the end. GTS connects. Cover off the go to sleep by Punk. And he got him. What a win, what a match. Here is your winner. CM Punk earned this victory.
Such a drawn-out, heated rivalry, but finally conquering McIntyre is CM Punk.
For as clear as Drew made it that he was not happy to have me back, it was nothing in comparison to the noise generated about me by the constant thorn in my side, Seth.
Enjoy the show.
Much like Drew, Rollins had a bit of a tantrum when I walked through that curtain at Survivor Series after nearly 10 years away from WWE. I knew we were on a collision course. After Hell in a Cell, I took a little time to heal. Once I felt good, a special to dismantle the new bloodline. Once that was settled, I focused solely on Seth. We were set to battle at the first Raw of 2025, and after waiting a decade for this opportunity, I certainly wasn't going to let anything go wrong. So let's go back to January 2025, the start of a new era, and beat Seth Rollins in front of the entire world.
Survivor Series 2023. The undismayed, the face of Rollins. We see Punk return. from his soul and WWE
Which is almost
together.
CM Punk looking to show off his power game now. Double underhook backbreaker. You want to talk about dream matches? Even before the animosity started to boil between these two, CM Punk and Seth freaking Rollins represented the best of their respective eras.
These men had some interactions, even some battles during Punk's previous run in WWE, but back then, Seth Rollins was only starting to gain notoriety as a member of the Shield. Consider this, guys. When Punk left WWE, Seth Rollins had yet to capture a singles championship on the main roster. Now he's a Grand Slam champion in WWE, a four-time WWE champion, a Royal Rumble winner, and a Money in the Bank winner who cashed in the briefcase in the main event of WrestleMania.
When you lay out Seth's resume like that, he might have an even more decorated career than the man who calls himself the best in the world.
If you're Seth Rollins, you've got to try to keep the emotions in check. Focus on the task at hand, and that's taking out CM Punk.
Yeah, but Punk's not afraid to play mind games. If Punk sees an opening to set Rollins off, to take Rollins' eye off the ball, he's going to take it. Rollins simply cannot, under any circumstances, take the bait in this match.
This rivalry has been brewing for years and escalating for months. Rollins was seething at Punk's return to Survivor Series 2023. Remember in the years that Punk spent disparaging WWE. And the tensions grew when Rollins was a special guest referee at SummerSlam last year, counting the pinfall victory for Drew McIntyre over Punk.
Both men with ample reason to despise the other. Now Punk and Rollins finally get to take out all their frustration tonight.
He comes back over the barricade.
The ref count continues. He better hustle back into the ring.
Don't know what the plan is here. Mingling with the people. And this battle is out of the crowd.
Just goes to show that this thing has gone totally off the rails.
Punk famously said the night after he returned to WWE, quote, "I'm not here to make friends. I'm here to make money." He said he doesn't care what others think of him anymore, and he's proven it true.
Serves him right for running his mouth.
On the apron to the floor.
And Seth, so often the aggressor, so often the more experienced man in the ring, simply cannot match CM Punk at this juncture. On a well-placed calf kick there. This has definitely been a physical match, and we're seeing just how physical now.
Seth Rollins just sitting back and degrading his opponent. He could be enjoying the moment too much, giving his opponent a lot of room to recover. This is how a real superstar conducts himself. Huge kick connects. Gentlemen, here's an astonishing fact. This is CM Punk's first match on Raw in almost 11 years. The last time Punk competed on WWE's flagship show, it was a face on Raw. It says here he now works with office supplies. Taking the action to the outside. Might be taking a breather here.
A little cockiness here from Punk.
The action's going back to the ring. Back into the ring now. He wants this fight on the outside. Neck breaker to the floor. That was pretty. Amazing action so far in the main event of an historic episode of Monday Night Raw. We've seen so many unforgettable moments tonight as the show makes its debut on the biggest streaming service in the world. And I can think of no matchup more worthy of this show's main event than two generational talents in the form of CM Punk and Seth freaking Rollins.
Given the major stakes in this this match and the high-profile nature of this event, I expect a lot of leeway from the official in this match. Nobody wants to see this one end in a count-out or disqualification.
Saw it coming. One step ahead there. Mongolian chop. And he's going to the outside, which will start a count-out. Entering the crowd, this could get out of control.
Heading right out in the crowd for whatever reason.
Taking this fight into the whole WWE. Sweet dreams coming. Sleep GTS. That's going to keep Rollins down. He gets sent straight down to the floor. He'll make his way to the ring.
I need combos.
Getting muscled up for a vertical suplex. Oh, nearly landing behind that.
Because why would I be able to actually win the match? But because I have to win.
CM Punk stopped that in its tracks. Loving blow.
Rollins now hugely to the jaw.
No stop. Isn't it? Punk powers out. Still going strong.
He was prepared for this. He knew this match would go the distance.
How often do you see Seth Rollins come up that short, that close? He's got to be living right about now. Russian leg sweep. Executed suplex. And Punk gets countered there. Backdrop suplex on a high angle right across the shoulders.
Stop countering me!
Sets Punk.
No signs of either combatant backing down. Turns that in his favor. The fight just broke out. Nothing friendly here, just good old-fashioned fisticuffs. Each exchange just sapping the energy from these two.
This has turned into a violent game of chicken. Who's going to step up the gas first? Just everything they've got now. Rollins perhaps going in for the kill.
CM Punk doesn't know where he is. And into trouble.
An adrenaline-fueled defiant kick if ever there was one.
Seth Rollins in deep pocket conjure. One last move to win this. Scrambling up the top turnbuckle now. And CM.
I pressed a connection!
No, he gets the shoulder up.
They may not have too much left, but they at least had enough to kick out there.
Countered by CM Punk. CM Punk. Taken down with a DDT.
I clearly hit right and wrong.
Revolutionary, the architect, Seth Rollins, the second city saint, the voice of the voiceless, the ever-controversial CM Punk. A match years in the making has come down to this. Two men, both five-time world champions, physically exhausted, but refusing to relent, refusing to allow the other to take advantage of their exhaustion. Punk now lifting his opponent up and back to sleep.
It's all Punk's for the taking.
Soaring. Oh, just a flattening splat.
But when he moves out of the way, he starts like, why do you pretend to randomly disappear? Just so I can't hit him.
And CM Punk is in control.
And CM Punk is keeping the pressure on, completely taking it to Rollins here.
And Punk gets countered there. Rollins showing how much punishment he can withstand before getting his own.
How did he get out of that?
Too much left, but at least he had enough to kick out. Opponent doubled over. This doesn't goes for the stop.
Seth Rollins, CM Punk.
CM Punk looking to end things here. Got to sleep. Went for the encore. That has to be the end of this.
Kick out it too.
As long as his heart is still beating and there's still breath in his lungs, Seth Rollins will always keep fighting, even if it kills him.
CM Punk thought that was enough. We thought that was enough, but somehow it didn't earn the 3 count. Left it completely helpless here.
He is locked in on his target now. Taking him to the corner now. How's he going to the scoreboard here?
Beats Rollins.
Here is your winner,
WrestleMania 41 was supposed to be the culmination of all those years of hard work. After all the ups and downs, all roads pointed to the one location I'd always dreamed of, the main event of WrestleMania. My victories over Drew and Seth had shown that I was still at the top of my game. After I eliminated both Roman and Rollins at the 2025 Royal Rumble, I soon found myself tossed over and thrown to the floor. And that allowed Rollins to release all his frustrations, taking Roman out with a stomp, attacking me, and punctuating the whole mess with another stomp on Roman. So when Heyman announced that the 3 of us would meet in the main event on the first night of WrestleMania 41, that's when I struck. I used my earned favor from Survivor Series to request Heyman be in my corner that night. This infuriated Roman Reigns, who would not listen to reason, insistent that Heyman had turned his back on his tribal chief. And in all the madness, Roman and I both lost sight. We never thought that night would end the way it did. Heyman betraying both of us. I can't think of a better candidate for slingshot tech to address. It took my whole career to get to that main event. So let's go back to WrestleMania 41 and get me the win that I was well on my way to earning. Let's destroy the architect's plans. Let's show the Oracle that he doesn't see all. And
Each of these 3 men believes they are the only one who can walk out of here victorious. Roman Reigns to prove his dominance, Seth Rollins to prove his superiority, and CM Punk to prove he's still the best in the world. Punk is claiming that for him this is just business. Taking Reigns and Rollins out at WrestleMania will get them out of his way so he can accomplish the things he returned to WWE to do, to win titles.
But Reigns and Rollins are not your average roadblocks.
sense there's a lot of animosity to take out.
I actually spoke to Rollins earlier. He said the only time CM Punk has improved.
And we look at the attempt. Kick out. Roman's not done yet. He's nowhere near ready to stop fighting yet.
What's happening there?
Good counter.
Oh, hellacious kick to the face.
Moonsault. Hit that with everything and following it with the pin.
Cracks in the armor are appearing now. The match taking some toll. CM Punk has had a non-stop grin since walking out here. Remember, securing the main event of WrestleMania was never the goal. Winning in the main event of WrestleMania is. Punk fails to do that, and he'll always look back on this night with regret.
Paul Heyman did tell CM Punk that he indeed will one day main event WrestleMania. Paul Heyman said, I will be with you when it happens, and it has. Well, no matter the outcome, CM Punk will forever be a WrestleMania main eventer. But CM Punk can find an answer after taking that.
Oh, just clubbing down.
Calculating the next move here. Lead Punk the And Roman said two former allies would make a lot of sense for them to team up with CM Punk tonight.
Yeah, I think it's way too late to strike that deal, Michael Cole. 10 years of animosity will eliminate all signs of trust between the two former Shield mates.
Remember, in many ways, the obsession by Reigns for Roman Reigns so dominant. Now the guillotine choke is taking out so many superstars. Trapping him in this is a very, very difficult submission to escape. But he did it. Oh, that chair shot delivered. And he heads back into the ring.
I've had like 3 connections. Stop saying.
And remember the reason that Rollins and Reigns are here, at least when they first arrived in this.
Rollins now, opponent defenseless.
Rollins with a head of steam. Big air. Stop.
Let's get enough of it.
Makes the cover. Starting to hit there. Jumping knee strike. Lights out. Nuts. That won't even wake you up or knock you out. And now Reigns is starting to look like a man who realizes he is a tribal chief with no followers to come to his aid. Back into the ring here.
Slowly. He really is running on fumes right now. Counters on counters, technical prowess on display.
Getting carried to a vulnerable position here.
To the esophagus.
And Punk finding himself on the wrong side of another exchange. Coming to Punk from all angles tonight. A frenzy of attacks from Seth Rollins. Yeah, Roman clearly staggered.
What's it gonna take to end it? It might be this.
GTS. Can Reigns recover from that? High red district for CM Punk. Taking flight.
Oh, the high risk gave no reward there.
Finds the mark. He's looking to go high risk from the top rope. Incoming. Seth then turns and looks under the ring at the moment. Reigns now losing ground.
Punk is deserving right now.
And his shoulders are down. He comes off the pin.
It's not over yet.
From the top.
Oh, nobody home for that one.
Capped off with a big one. Looking for something big here. Take off. Double axe handle. And taking high-risk move after high-risk move at a breakneck pace. And are you kidding?
Oh,
He's going up again?
That's out of harm's way.
He's got him now.
Massive Uranagi there.
Fishing for something beneath the ring.
Grabbing the good old kendo stick here.
Up high. Crossbody. This has been a hurricane of chaos. Rollins, Punk, Reigns, each struggling to prove their superiority. This is not about a championship. This is about pride and dignity and proving you're the best, perhaps of a generation. It's about ego and animosity. It's about 12 years ago when three men made their way down the stairs to remake this company in their image and the man that opened the back door for them.
A search for secrets. The man that walks out of here is the champion of a generation. And he is busted open now. He may be better for attention and see.
He flips that around. DDT! Down by the DDT.
you mindset.
Rollins got surprised there. Strong counter from Punk.
Punk now locks in that double underhook. Hoisted up and backbreaker.
Oh, the bloodline.
Can I see what my bloods are yet? On the controller, I have my doubts. Can I see what my bloods are yet? No, of course I can't, because why would I be able to look at...
Reigns able to get out of the way.
Trading counters here. Get this back into the ring now.
Oh my gosh! We knew this. Rollins drops his opponent.
Stop!
Slipping ended there. Getting out of dodge quick. He does not want to be in that ring right now. You know he's looking to dish out some serious pain.
He's eyeing the 3 count here. No, stops the count at 2.
Somehow he's managed to get that shoulder up in the nick of time.
Flat on the back of the neck. Here he comes, sliding back into the ring. Up snap there.
Kick to the face.
Reigns laid down the gauntlet for his opponent.
Nicely with the Punk and the Uranagi connects. And now an
well. Right, I've had a correction.
Here comes Seth freaking Rollins, the visionary and the revolutionary of WWE.
Thank you.
Each of these three men believe they are the only one who can walk out of here victorious. Roman Reigns to prove his dominance, Seth Rollins to prove his superiority, and CM Punk to prove he's still the best in the world. Inside cradle applied, shoulders down. Oh, that'll break up the pin. Just in time, too. It always bothers me to be around Heyman, always leeching off other people's talents. In CM Punk's corner tonight, though, the question is, where does Paul's allegiance truly lie?
Well, I'll be the first to say I don't trust a word that comes out of the mouth of Paul Heyman. But perhaps for the first time in his entire life, he showed some true loyalty to one of the men who really got caught.
And he doesn't stay down for long.
Almost snuck her in there.
Oh, look at this. Neck breaker. Picture perfect. There's the sling blade. CM Punk who burst out of the scene. CM Punk showed up at ECW run by Paul Heyman when he was only 2. Roll up here. It's going to take more than that to keep him down. Trying to make short work with him there. Just with the cover, he's going for it. Just like that, he stops the referee's count.
Yeah, he was not willing to chance things at all.
Jumping knee strike. Lights out.
Abandoning the pin and deciding he still has more work to do. Gross. And that one opened up Reigns.
Bam. Well-placed count. Off the ropes already forming from that kendo shot. But see if Punk can find an answer after taking that.
Drops the elbow down hard.
Saw a kendo stick ripped around the head. The focus squarely on Rollins. The triple threat rules will continue to be a factor.
CM Punk has had a non-stop win since walking out here. Remember, securing the main event of WrestleMania was never the goal. Winning in the main...
What a cross body.
Using the ropes to devastating effect.
Like a missile through the air. Huge kick connects.
Gentlemen, we're getting up close and personal with this fight.
With the DDT. Oh my God, clothesline. Ooh. Beautiful. Neck breaker after the float over. That was pretty. Ooh, what an axe handle. And for Punk and Rollins, such a personal hatred between these two. Rollins has never forgotten the fact that Punk left the company, badmouthed the company for many years, while Rollins stayed here and played the soldier. And when Punk came back to all the fanfare, it pissed Rollins off. Seth has a lot of animosity to take out.
I actually spoke to Rollins earlier. He said the only time CM Punk has improved the culture in WWE is when he cleared off for 10 years.
I mean, that's been 1 year so far, if I put it right.
Taking this match to the outside. Oh, float over Russian leg sweep. What an inverted DDT. And remember the reason that Rollins and Reigns were here, at least when they first arrived on the scene, was because of CM Punk. The Shield was built as a security force for CM Punk.
Come on, let's not make out like that nothing but bruises and possibly broken bones.
This is what can happen when you take such risks like that. This is not about a championship. This is about pride and dignity and proving you're the best perhaps of a generation. It's about, here we go, taking a flight to nowhere.
Risked it all and lost it all.
That's going to hurt in more ways than one. Wasted up right in the breadbasket. He is looking to do some serious harm. Perhaps looking for some kind of equalizer here.
Opting for the kendo stick. He's not worried about getting too fancy here.
He's getting work done. So important to keep Seth from gaining any momentum. Now bringing the fight back into the ring.
Gets up there, grabs the hammer lock, and followed up with a lariat. Went for the kendo stick, and the rights will quickly follow.
That's the stiff shot with that kendo stick. Had an answer for Reyes. Kick from behind. Ripcord. Lariat.
This could be a cover.
And the count doesn't even begin.
How on earth did that happen?
Man, he didn't leave that eyebrow anyway. And Punk finding himself on the wrong side of another exchange. Been coming to Punk from all angles tonight.
Dodges out his hand. Good reflexes.
No comeback from Reyes after that.
Is this over?
He kicked it in two.
Seth Rollins has never been known to lay down and hand out victories to anyone.
Reyes now realizing that he's facing an even tougher level of opponent than usual tonight. Here's the cover. Does he have it? Strong kick out late into the match.
He didn't even let the count hit one. Connects with a Uranagi and
Oh, and he breaks up the hold. I could have sworn that was going to cause a tap.
CM Punk hoists his opponent. Down with a GTS. That could end Rollins.
And now Punk. That pathetic Paul Heyman. He's a damn Judas. How many people is he going to betray? You know, Seth is down for the count.
Well, that was easy.
Have defeated both Reigns and Rollins.
Here is your winner.
A moment of pure vindication here for CM Punk. This was a lifetime in the making, and it couldn't have been any harder earned. Punk had to get through Roman Reigns and Seth Rollins to finally taste them.
There's more matches after this, really.
Now that's more like it. Standing triumphant at WrestleMania 41, thanks to you. Something I really like about this slingshot technology is I'm not restricted to only my matches. I have the power to jump into the boots of other superstars and change the course of their career too. And I can think of no better choice than the main event of 1997 Survivor Series. That's right, the infamous night that saw Bret Hart defend his championship against Shawn Michaels. They had so many epic battles, but after a particularly painful loss to Michaels at WrestleMania 12, Bret would take a sabbatical from WWE, eventually returning late in 1996. By the spring of 1997, things were much different than WWE. Bret and his family had reformed a bigger and better Hart Foundation, while Shawn and his friends created DX. The two groups despised each other. And after months of chaos, it all led to Survivor Series. And it was on that night that Shawn would steal the championship and send Bret Hart packing to WCW in an event known as the Montreal Screwjob. It's no secret that I'm a Bret Hart fan, and I consider him one of the greatest of all time. So let's hop into Bret's boots and take on Shawn Michaels in his prime, something I never got to do. The plan is simple. Avoid the sharpshooter, and we'll be okay. But if Shawn can apply the hold, we know exactly what is going to happen. Slingshot.
championship.
CM Punk.
There is so much electricity in the air here tonight in Montreal. This is always going to be a big match for both Shawn and Bret, but squaring off in Montreal only adds to the importance of tonight. This isn't just a huge match for both these men. This may be one of the biggest matches we've ever seen in WWE.
Yeah, the title almost feels secondary tonight, which is crazy to even say out. Launching. Diving leg drop from way up high. Off the side.
His Canadian biased crowd continues to let Shawn Michaels know what they think about him. Very hostile environment for HBK.
Yeah, and Shawn has never done himself any favors towards changing their opinion either. At least we can say Michaels is a prejudice to whom he insults. If you have a pulse, you're fair game. I can't think of two men who are more equally matched than Shawn and Bret. This has been an absolutely incredible year for both of them, possibly the pinnacle of both of their careers.
It'll be interesting to see what the deciding factor in this match is. Right now, you have to think this is all about surviving here at Survivor Series.
Good first into the knee.
Every shot these two throw at each other tonight is being delivered with such venom, such disdain.
Well, that's to be expected the way these two have been exchanging verbal jabs at each other for a long time now.
I can only put it this way. The words Bret and Shawn use for each other are not suitable for children to hear.
To be honest, they're not suitable.
It was an accident. Accidents don't happen.
There is so much electricity in the air here tonight in Montreal. This is always going to be a big match for both Shawn and Bret, but squaring off in Montreal only adds to the importance of tonight. This isn't just a huge match for both these men. This may be one of the biggest matches we've ever seen in WWE.
Yeah, the title almost feels secondary tonight, which is crazy to even say out loud. This feet at the top. You gotta be kidding me.
That was absolute lunacy.
Landing with such force. Side Russian leg sweep. Every shot these two throw at each other tonight is being delivered with such venom, such disdain.
Well, that's to be expected the way these two have been exchanging verbal jabs at each other for a long time now.
I can only put it this way. The words Bret and Shawn use for each other are not suitable for children to hear.
To be honest, they're not suitable either, Wayne.
Oh, no, not at all. You'll have quite the ruckus at the pub using the names Bret and Shawn have called each other.
And now the Hitman is dissecting the opposition.
Hitman proving he's done his homework on HBK right here.
A jab after jab after jab, and ooh, bang, what a hook. Bang! And Michaels, of course, has done nothing to endear himself to this Montreal crowd. In fact, Michaels and his D-Generation X posse have been nothing but juvenile to everyone they've encountered.
Well, delinquency is in the eye of the beholder, Michael Cole. You might not like the kids are getting attention, turning back and forth.
You can feel the contact, so does the WWE Universe.
Stuck in the corner with incredible velocity. Boom! Boom!
He's making his way to ringside now.
What I like to do is
Stopping that offense with a swift elbow.
His Canadian biased crowd continues to let Shawn Michaels know what they think about him. Very hostile environment for HBK.
And Shawn has never done himself you have a pulse, you're fair game.
Butterfly suplex. Things are heading ringside now.
Get out with him. I said get out with him.
Hoping to go to the
Out
podium.
with him. Up with him.
He's got to mind the count-out rules as he heads ringside. Taking things to the outside, but got to make sure to heed the official's count. And now he gets back into the ring. He is looking to do some serious harm. Oh, my! And we all know how good these two men are in the ring. Two of the best to ever do it. But tonight, I don't think either man cares about showing some technical skill. These two just want to fight.
When it's gotten to this level, when it has become so personal, there is nothing else to expect. All that is left is a down and dirty fight between two guys that hate each other's guts.
Beautiful. Countering. Yeah, we'll get this again and it's another anyway. Mess it up.
Oh, man, paid with a ring across the eyes. One of the splendid counters on both sides. Placing against the turnbuckle. Looking to take things to the outside now.
Don't know if you know that.
And now headed to the outside. HBK showcasing that famous merchandise for the crowd a little bit. Finds the roll-up. Good attempt by the champion. He's got something else in mind, I guess. Quick reaction to Hart there. What a clothesline. And he's going to the outside, which will start a count-out. Crossbody. Great anticipation. A masterful display of defense from both wrestlers. Sent flying out of the ring here. Headed out of the ring, but the count is looming.
Stop the countering.
Done. Oh, shit breaker. Pulling it in for the backbreaker. Nice Russian leg sweep. The onslaught to his core is continuing. If he keeps taking targeted strikes like this, he's going to be doubled over before long. Defiant counter from HBK.
Potentially debilitating blow to the back.
And the hitman continues to deliver irreparable damage onto Michaels. Beautiful side Russian leg sweep. There is so much electricity in the air here tonight in Montreal. This is always going to be a big match for both Sean and Brett, but squaring off in Montreal only adds to the importance of tonight. This isn't just a huge match for both these men. This may be one of the biggest matches as we've ever seen in WWE. Yeah, the title almost feels secondary tonight, which is crazy to even say out loud. This feud has been boiling for years, and it never seems like it will fully be settled. I know this is going to be one we'll talk about for years. Sent out of the ring the hard way. And he exits the ring. Better watch the count.
Okay. What part of that have wrestling like that you're not getting, right?
Every shot these two throw at each other tonight is being delivered with such venom, such disdain. Oh, that's to be expected the way these two have been exchanging verbal jabs at each other for a long time now.
I can only put it this way. The words Brett and Sean use for each other are not suitable for children to hear.
To be honest, they're not suitable in a bar either, Wade.
Oh, no, not at all. You'll have quite the ruckus at the pub using the names Brett and Sean have called each other.
Hitman never saw that coming. Into the ring again now. Now's the time to beat the count. He's out of the ring. What does he have in mind now? Snapmare could set something else up. And we all know how good these two men are in the ring. You can argue two of the best to ever do it. But tonight, I don't think either man cares about showing off technical skill. These two just want to fight.
When it's gotten to this level, when it has become so personal, there is nothing else to expect. All that is left is a down and dirty fight between two guys that hate each other's guts.
Backbreaker. Ouch. Shawn Michaels is running into trouble.
HBK is struggling to meet the excellence of execution.
Ooh, nice Russian leg sweep. Hitman laying it into Shawn. Wants to always keep Shawn close, keep him grounded. That's pivotal for the champ tonight. He's heading back to the ring. And Michaels, of course, has done nothing to endear himself to this Montreal crowd. In fact, Michaels and his D-Generation X posse have been nothing but juvenile to everyone they've encountered. Delinquency is in the eye of the beholder, Michael Cole. You might not love the kid who get detention mimicking DX, but you can't deny they've struck a nerve through every arena we visit. Just from a style standpoint, Brett and Shawn are totally opposite. Brett's slow, methodical, with a technical approach, versus Shawn's fast, explosive offense. We also know that neither of them is above doing whatever it takes to get the advantage. We can go back and forth about which style is better, but it all boils down to simply who wants it more. Oh, what a knee! Targeting a body part, working the arm. And something Brett has to know is all the attributes Shawn possesses, Michaels might have more cardiovascular conditioning here. Michaels is insanely resilient. Remember what Michaels did, Corey, in St. Louis just a month ago against The Undertaker at Hell in a Cell. He used every attribute to survive and counter. I've never seen a match more unholy than that Hell in a Cell match. HBK might not be surrounded by steel tonight, but I think the test in front of him is even greater. Michaels is going to need...
I'm losing my patience badly with my bloods as well. The amount of corrections I've had. For them to still be high and setting that stupidly annoying alarm off.
Should hold.
And it looks like, oh yeah, he is indeed bleeding now.
Mudhole stomping. This personal rivalry goes so far back. You can see the seeds of it when they were little tag team competitors, part of the Hart Foundation and the Rockers. Each man becoming breakout stars and leaders of a new generation in WWE. Up until that point, it was professional. In recent years, and the weight of carrying the industry have changed these men.
The turning point was WrestleMania, Cole, when Brett was screwed out of the title in the Iron Man match. If the score is tied at the buzzer, it is a draw, and the
in the legs, Wade, he won't go anywhere else.
You're right,
Oh,
because
no, I didn't mean to
what's in the
do
back of his
that.
mind is the sharpshooter. It's that precise breakdown of his target that has made the hitman who he is.
Nice takedown. Gonna step through into the vintage sharpshooter from and he's releasing the hold. I guess he might have something else in mind here. Steps toward the top rope. From the top. We're going to shut this down. Retains the title. Here is your winner and still WWE Champion, Feels good to execute some long overdue showcase justice. Now, I'd like to switch gears, indulge myself a little, and use this technology to go up against 3 WWE legends that I've dreamed of competing against in a WWE ring. First up is a trip to the land of the extreme, ECW. When I first made it to WWE, I started on their ECW brand, but I always wondered how I'd do in the original ECW. Who would I face, you ask? Who is CM Punk's dream ECW opponent? Well, you know me, I aim high. And if I went to ECW and didn't call out the king of the death match, the hardcore icon, if I didn't call out Cactus Jack to show me what extreme truly means, then what am I even doing here? The most violent of Mick Foley's alter egos, Cactus Jack tormented foes in the United States, Puerto Rico, Japan, basically anywhere that had glass, barbed wire, and fire was a place he wanted to compete. But I'd want my match to be at Hardcore Heaven 1994, a show made famous when the fans threw so many chairs into the ring it covered both Cactus and Terry Funk as well.
Please do not put chairs into the ring! Stop the chairs!
Cactus Jack was a master of the Falls Count Anywhere match. It allowed him to be at his very best, and that is exactly for the faint of heart. The war of words between these two men, CM Punk and Cactus Jack, has come and gone, and now it's time for a war of wills, a war of weapons, a war of whatever sadistic machinations have been running through these men's minds.
It does not get more hardcore than the ECW arena, especially when it's Falls Count Anywhere. CM Punk and Cactus Jack, two men who remain stalwart and resolute in their convictions through blood, sweat, and tears.
Smart
As these two extreme legends brawl, I just have to sit here and appreciate the atmosphere that we are seeing. Falls count anywhere in one of the most famous arenas in wrestling history. Indeed, the ECW arena has been where many extreme icons have been created. And in these hallowed halls, two legends are currently doing battle.
Let me correct you there, Michael Cole. I would definitely classify CM Punk as an extreme legend and an icon. But in this arena, Cactus Jack is something more than those things. He's damn near a deity in the... Fireball in the face!
Are you kidding me?
Oh, come on. Who throws a fireball? What year is this?
Russian leg sweep. Fans have long awaited this showdown as Punk and Jack's paths have never quite crossed. Indeed, Corey, around the time Cactus Jack was winding down his full-time career, CM Punk's career was just beginning. While Cactus did have a brief in-ring return as Mick Foley in 2006, it ended a few months before CM Punk's debut.
And in both of those cases, Father Time had a hand in determining who would be the better competitor. Tonight, we're getting both men in their prime, and I cannot wait to see the destruction that ensues.
Steel chair wasn't supposed to bend that way. This is certainly an effective use of a foreign object. Even though Cactus Jack and CM Punk have never faced off in the ring, Punk has had confrontations with Mick Foley in the past. In 2012, Punk brutally attacked Mick backstage.
And that attack almost led to a Survivor Series match where Punk and Foley would have served as team captains. But as they say, so often, cards subject to change.
I, for one, am glad. That match would have been a battle by proxy. This one is a hardcore war happening right in front of our eyes. A direct headshot. Just sickening. He's looking for an implement of destruction under the ring. He's got one thing on his mind with that chair, and it has nothing to do with lounging. Boom! Snaps the leg across the head. The fight has been taken to Jack. Oh, yeah. Punk's not backing down to Cactus here. Far from it. Big clothesline. And it's back into the ring for Jack here. No count out as he takes things out of the ring.
Fights out of it with the elbow to the gut.
Literally just had a correction.
And things backstage are getting quickly out of hand. Bro, they're done playing nice. They've got some serious aggression that needs to be worked out, and this just might be the best way to do it.
Connected hard with the calf kick.
Connecting on the DDT.
CM Punk with a quick movement. Uranagi connects. He's not done there.
And he just decides to end the hold. Wonder what he's thinking here.
just got out of there.
Bam! Well-placed calf kick.
Another unprotected shot straight to his head.
Oh my God, a steel chair!
Got out of the way of that one. Quick evasion from him there.
Uh-oh, mandible claw! Mandible claw!
Looking to put this one away.
Punk wasting no motion on the counter. What happens next is anyone's guess. I can't wait to see. We knew the ring couldn't contain them, but taking this fight to the ring entrance proves they're true as day. Averting danger with an elbow to the stomach. Brought down with a DDT. Northern Lights. I'm really not sure why they've taken the fight to the stage here.
Yeah, I don't think anything good can come from this.
Here he comes, sliding back into the ring. From way up.
Taking advantage with a clubbing blow.
Headbutt to the back of the neck.
He saw that one coming.
Russian leg sweep. And he's going to the top. Here we go. Triple cuts. And another climb. He's been perched up top. A diving knee drop. Fortune favors the bold. These risks could be a winning strategy. Ripped off.
Oh, got the knees up just in time.
Suplex lands. Quick counter there. Not looking in any condition to fight. More like a sitting duck here. Bang! Crucial counter there. Oh, the physicality on display there.
Are you actually getting on my nerves? That's not what this had. Correction.
It's all punks for the taking. Ascending the ropes. Blast on. Big splash. Momentum is really on Punk's side. Oh, yeah. Punk's not backing down to Cactus here. Far from it. Back and forth. Neither Punk nor Cactus Jack wins it.
Stop slowing down. I don't think how it was going back and forth, back and forth, back and
Just
forth.
an all-time violent classic we're witnessing right now. And he's taking this to the outside now.
Well, Sammy's got a really comeback face in the match before Sammy's tutorial. Or pop up or whatever it effing is.
And things backstage are getting quickly out of hand. Uh-oh.
Nicely done, managing to save themselves there.
Oh,
Cutting
it's
it
gone
up with a
through.
stiff gut punch.
A nasty rake of the eyes. Cactus Jack looking for the double arm DDT.
He didn't even have any finishers stored. But even though he's not got any finishers stored, he's still going to stay in, he's going to lose this match. He's going to allow Kenny to shut that fucking game up the last time.
Folks, I can already warn you, this match will not be for the faint of heart. The war of words between these two men, CM Punk and Cactus Jack, has come and gone, and now it's time for a war of words. A war of weapons, a war of whatever sadistic machinations have been running through these men's minds.
It does not get more hardcore than the ECW arena, especially when it's Falls Count anyway. CM Punk and Cactus Jack, two men who remain stalwart and resolute in their convictions through blood, sweat, and tears.
Smart money's on a whole lot of all three of those things in this match, gentlemen. Cactus will make sure. Once again, that is not what chairs were created for.
Just stomping away at the arm.
And a carefully measured knee drop. Carefully measured knee drop. He connects with a counter.
Jack just got out of there.
Big time height on that kick. And Cactus Jack is just so
I'm not even trying to
unpredictable.
get
When you're in the ring with him, you never quite know what he's going to throw at you. Well, I've usually countered that you can't let Cactus get the chance to unleash his particular brand of insanity on you, but that's not a realistic possibility here. Punk just needs to do what he can to keep it on Cactus and be even more unpredictable, if he can. Relentless violence as Cactus Jack stomped and straight, connecting full force. He can do it here. He gets an emphatic kick out. Doesn't kick it over the one count at this point. Right into the cover. He clearly has no intention of staying down.
Because that's how wrestling works, isn't it? Yeah.
With a Mongolian chop. Able to steer clear of danger there.
Using the chair with no caution at all.
Solid bit of defense on his part there.
And I believe I'm starting to see some pain registering on the face of Cactus Jack. He turns it. He lets his opponent have a submission. Yeah, but who knows what damage has been done.
I'm not having any more corrections because I've got hypo otherwise. 10.9 even ain't even that high. Stupid armor.
As these two extreme legends brawl, I just have to sit here and appreciate
After I was born, not lose it.
in one of the most famous arenas in wrestling history. Indeed, the ECW arena has been where many extreme icons have been created. And in these hallowed halls, two legends are currently doing battle.
Let me correct you.
Cactus Jack. Going for the cover. He might just have it. Going for the cover. Oh my God.
Just barely down the road. What horror are we witnessing?
Hey, it might be time for a change of strategy. His best move didn't get the job done. Oh. Strikes with a kick. A Falls Count Anywhere match certainly lends itself to extreme activity. There are no rules that govern how you score said pinfall or submission. We both know Punk and Jack are certainly able to get extreme. Both men have strong ties to the birthplace of extreme, ECW. CM Punk began his career in
And a small package here.
We've got all damage to take.
Good luck. CM Punk just defeated Cactus Jack in the ECW arena. Here is your winner. Oh man, that was wild. The result. This is it. No holds barred between CM Punk and Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Talk about hard-headed competitors who insist on playing by their own rules. Austin and Punk, the tag team, made it very admirable instead of working with somebody else.
Sometimes it's similarities like that which breed the most contempt. At last, these two Hellraisers get a chance to see who the biggest rebel in all of WWE is. Two-man fighting right now that could not be any different when it comes to their backgrounds. Punk has always been a straight-edge antagonist, and Austin is forever known as a beer-swilling hero. Yeah, these two would probably never hit the town together after a match, but there are so many other elements of their personalities that completely align. Both Punk and Austin are steadfast in their beliefs. They both love to fight more than anything and stand tall as icons of their respective eras.
It's almost like if they weren't so stubborn, they'd make the perfect tag team.
There's no hard stipulation. Who do you think it favors? CM Punk?
CM Punk now powers up his opponent and connects with a built-in sweep.
Will that keep the rattlesnake down? Even the ref can't believe it.
We have just witnessed next-level grit, resilience, and even more so, defiance. How do you stop that?
And Punk might have just swung for the fences, but it wasn't good enough.
Clothesline.
And this one could be moving to ringside. I don't care what they say. Nothing good ever comes from getting the tables. Sliding back in under the ropes here. Lariat. When chatting with CM Punk, Stone Cold Steve Austin said there's no quote-unquote time shift that Punk can take to put himself back in the Attitude Era. But right now, he's facing perhaps the best of that era, and Austin is in the best shape of his life for this battle.
I question the story.
Multiple corrections. I'm not having any more issues because I will go hypo and not disclose this. So stop sticking the stupid banana.
Setting up that table, no doubt he has data.
They're setting the table on fire. Oh my God. Stone Cold with a well-timed shot. Different in-ring styles from these two men. Punk is methodical with his strikes and submissions. But Austin prefers to brawl as soon as the bell rings. That seemingly favors the rattlesnake, doesn't it? It would take, quote, 3 or 4.
Well, I'm sure Austin meant to include me in the latter group, but all that aside, the rattlesnake is veering into overconfidence with a comment like that. Could a legend like Austin beat most competitors handily? Yes, but to think he's also an echelon above first ballot Hall of Famers like Punk and Cena is a surefire way to be caught by surprise and suffer an embarrassing loss.
And he's leaving the ring for the moment.
And now that he's got that steel chair, watch out.
With those cut facing CM Punk often claimed that he would push and prod to get the best out of Punk, to give Punk an even bigger mean streak than ever. I'm not so sure that's humanly possible given the depths we've seen Punk sink to in order to secure a win, but I do not doubt the words of the rattlesnake. When you're in the ring against Austin, you have to be at your best, and CM Punk will certainly need to compete at his highest level to date in order to secure a win. Check out the springboard. Misses the target.
Austin going big.
Nobody recovers when Austin gets that.
I expected this match to be hellacious, but Punk and Austin are truly outdoing themselves.
Yeah, from the top. To the air. And connects.
Wiping out the competition, but also possibly yourself.
Leave our table out of this.
Now they're clearing it off, preparing for something dangerous.
Fans off the attack with an elbow. Hooked up. DDT.
We're getting an up-close view of that now. Oh, it's suddenly got a lot more danger.
He puts it on the table. We know this will not end well. These two dead lasers are blowing the roof off this place.
And the WWE Universe is loving every second of it. Punk and Austin showing no signs of slowing. Great thinking right there. Down with a bulldog.
Great display of strength with the suplex. Big plans in mind from Austin. From the top.
Really risked it all there.
Very fortunate to hit the mark in that one.
From the heavens.
Good Lord, taking flight. Putting it all on the line, coming out big with a breathtaking move. Neckbreaker after the float over. That was pretty. Toss back into the ring.
Punk sidesteps out of that.
On the top. Triangle connects. Counter by CM Punk.
Punk now lifting his opponent. Oh, a back GTS.
Is that enough to take out Austin? Unbelievable tenacity on display from Stone Cold. Austin simply refuses to quit. Punk took his best shot, gave him everything he had, but just couldn't get the pin. Dropped him with a big shoulder tackle. Punk got Austin back. Stone Cold looking vulnerable. Lariat. There's no way that didn't do some permanent damage, guys. Slowly moving. I'm sure he can feel the target on his back here. Check out the springboard.
Incredible springboard right there.
He's climbing the turnbuckles to the top. Looking for something from the top. Double handle connects. Again, he's making the climb from the top. Taking a chance one more time and landing with incredible impact. Flying. Sky-high elbow drop. He's leaving the ring now. No countouts to worry about. Decides to leave the confines of the ring. And he re-enters into the ring from the top. Fortune favors the bold. These risks could be a winning strategy. The WWE can't believe what these warriors are doing to one another. And everyone's fired up. What a battle. These two showing how well they know each other. Double underhook backbreaker. Taken to the floor, and he's got no worries about the count. And he's pulled the ring apron up, looking under there for something. He's got his hands on the back. One home run swing could end this match. CM Punk with full control. There's the lift. And Austin is out. 2.
Of course, you're going to make it restart at the very end of the match when I only one more thing. Because why would they allow me to do what I'm being told to do on the first try and not on the 5th or 6th or whatever?
This is it. No holds barred between CM Punk and Stone Cold Steve Austin.
Talk about hard-headed competitors who insist on playing by their own rules. Austin and Punk would be a tag team made in heaven if either of them could stand working with somebody else.
But sometimes it's similarities like that which breed the most contempt. At last, these two Hellraisers get a chance to see who the biggest rebel in all of WWE is. Float over Russian leg sweep. Over a decade ago, these two men sat together for a very intense confrontation. During that interview, CM Punk claimed he would have thrived during Steve Austin's era, just as he did today.
Punk also claimed that there were more sharks in the water during the Attitude Era than during Punk's heyday. Now, I take some umbrage to that since I was in the water during that era, but I get where Punk is coming from. Punk is a man who rises to the level of the competition. He's risen to it when facing the likes of John Cena and The Rock, and he can do so when facing another Mount Rushmore talent like Stone Cold Steve Austin.
There's no holds barred stipulation. Who do you think it favors? CM Punk or Stone Cold Steve Austin?
My money would normally be on Austin, who excels at ruthlessly stomping mud holes in the competition. But CM Punk is a very creative individual. Leave it to Punk to dream up the most dastardly, ingenious ways to utilize the stipulation and put Stone Cold in a world of hurt.
Something we've discussed before is that Punk represents the best.
CM Punk looking to and he finds a way to elude that attack.
Stone Cold showing Punk just how mean he can be.
Kick, whip.
Stone Cold! Stone Cold! Stone Cold! Stone!
Austin going big.
Stone Cold Stunner!
Austin can put it away here. Kick, whip.
Stone Cold!
I have one last personal dream match that I'd like to make happen. And since I'm the one controlling the fancy time travel computer today, it's exactly what we're going to do. He dominated the cruiserweight scene in WCW, then joined WWE, where he captured European, Intercontinental, and Tag Team Championships in short order. Eddie Guerrero was pure magic in the ring. And while I was still on the indie circuit, I watched Eddie return to WWE using his Latino heat to do the unthinkable, capture the WWE Championship.
Eddie to the top rope. Frog splash! Frog splash! Two of the biggest personalities in WWE colliding. Got the arm trap. Looking for a nice cradle. And that was only a one. Likely just trying to sap out some energy with that cover. CM Punk and Eddie Guerrero had a few matches with one another, and she perched up top. Misses big time. Tonight, a clash of epic egos as CM Punk takes on Eddie Guerrero in front of a thunderous Chicago crowd. That'll fillet your chest. Northern Lights! What a reversal! Climbing to the top. What's he have in store? Up high! Drop body from the top! What's this? He's going back up again! From the top! Diving double axe handle! Consecutive high-risk maneuvers, and the pace of this match has certainly picked up. This is going to be a slow, methodical match as much as it'll be a psychological one. Right now, I really can't tell who's got the advantage. Punk and Eddie are so technically matched, I really think this one's going to come down to opportunities. Not only who can create them, but ultimately who can capitalize the fastest when those opportunities arise. CM Punk, Eddie Guerrero, two of the best to ever do it in that ring. They've crossed paths before Punk joined WWE. Indeed, Cole. These two men engaged in multiple battles on the independent circuit during Eddie's brief time away from WWE when Punk was still an in-ring rookie. Punk's raw skills at that point sharpened Eddie enough for Eddie to return to WWE and become a world champion.
But now Punk has the skills and in-ring knowledge that equals that of Latino heat. So you better believe Punk is determined to prove he's the better competitor tonight.
Whoa.
Often when we have these dream matches, there's some sort of stipulation involved. But for Eddie and Punk, tonight's a pure wrestling match. And I wouldn't have it any other way. Yes, both men are known to lie, cheat, and steal, but there's an art form to doing so within the limits of the rulebook. Plus, even though both men have lived in the land of extreme, I have a feeling both men will fight with honor tonight. Both arms trapped into the crucifix, shoulders down. Oh, somehow.
And still managing to kick out at only one. The springboard attack fails to land.
Oh, big mistake, and that error could be costly. Bang, drop kick. Latino heat bringing a bit of a simmer to CM Punk as he starts to register some attacks. And gets tossed back into the mat. Check out the springboard. Wow, springboard attack.
in-ring IQ that's second to none. But I wonder if even he can plan for a man who immortalized the phrase, lie, cheat, and steal.
Corey, let's not discount that. Punk has shown he can be underhanded as well. But something we know about Eddie is that he knows when to drop the tip. Eddie can take this one.
Come on, bro. You're not allowed to let him damage it. You're not allowed to damage it. Alright, just so he can kill me. No, that's the problem. Too much. I'm done. Doing it already.
CM Punk squaring off against Eddie Guerrero. And just listen to this crowd here in Chicago. They are feeling the heat indeed. The ring psychology we're about to witness from these two is something that will be studied for years.
Two men who met decades ago before either one reached their heights. But now Punk and Eddie are so evenly matched. This already might be a match of the year candidate.
CM Punk, Eddie Guerrero, two of the best ever due to that ring. They've crossed paths before Punk joined WWE. Indeed, Cole. These two men engaged in multiple battles on the independent circuit during Eddie's brief time away from WWE when Punk was still an in-ring rookie. Punk's raw skills at that point sharpened Eddie enough for Eddie to return to WWE and become a world champion.
But now Punk has the skills and in-ring knowledge that equals that of Latino heat. So you better believe Punk is determined to prove he's the better competitor tonight.
From way up, double axe handle connects. And the momentum is shifting away from Eddie. Punk proving he's seen this movie before, and Eddie can't find an opening here. Look out!
Down to size with that.
Consecutive high-risk maneuvers, and the pace of this match has certainly picked up. Check out the springboard.
Springboard misses the target.
CM Punk and Eddie Guerrero had a few matches with one another in 2002, which was less than 5 years removed from Punk's in-ring debut, only 3 years from when he decided to pursue professional wrestling full-time.
Even that early in his career, CM Punk was known as an indie darling, a pro wrestling wunderkind. But Punk has said that being in the ring with Eddie back then made him realize that he had a lot left to learn. It would be 4 years after their initial encounters that Punk would finally make his way to WWE.
True to his in-ring form, it shows Punk's a diligent planner when it comes to in-ring competition. He could have rushed his way into WWE and challenged Eddie again, but who knows how Punk would have performed with less time learning his craft. Now, he's the best in the world, and he's ready to show Latino heat everything he's got. This is going to be a slow, methodical match as much as it'll be a psychological one. Right now, I really can't tell who's got the advantage. Punk and Eddie are so technically matched. I really think this one's going to come down to opportunities. Not only who can create them, but ultimately who can capitalize the fastest when those opportunities arise.
Well, time to get out of Dodge as our announcers is assuredly not long for this world.
Outside of WWE, Punk and Eddie have had a handful of matches. But when it comes to singles bouts, the record between these men is tied at 1 win apiece, with a time limit draw as well.
You cannot ask for a more even rivalry than that, Michael Cole. Each man is going to pull out all of the stops to earn a final, decisive victory.
Sometimes you just gotta show off and show out. You don't hear Corey. The colossal clutch. And look at how tight a grip this hold has.
The pain on his face tells you everything you need to know.
Slipped right underneath, and just like that, he's out of the hold. Eddie with a reversal. CM Punk has an in-ring IQ that's second to none. But I wonder if even he can plan for a man who immortalized the phrase, lie, cheat, and steal.
suplex. Power up high. Oh, but dropping behind and he taking out the knee.
Once again, Punk taking things outside. As we've seen so often, it's hard to find answers against Eddie. And Punk now knows that too. Going to the top rope. What's his plan?
From the top.
Here's Eddie's chance. Makes the cover.
How do you even do that? Kicking out at one after a move like that?
And now Eddie has to shake that outcome off. He has to keep his mind on his opponent. So, giving them everything they have, their legacies, their pride, all on the line tonight.
Yeah, and neither Eddie or Punk look like they're willing to concede victory yet. Oh, sent careening into the ring post.
Here he is, heading back into the ring, taking things to the outside, but got to make sure to heed the officials' count. Oh, come on. Why would you stoop that low?
Just slashing the face hard there.
Latino Heat doing some damage. Right now, it's looking like Punk is struggling to compete with Eddie's in-ring IQ.
Quick escape from danger there.
He's got to mind the count-out rules as he heads ringside. Check out the springboard.
Oh, like a projectile right on target. And Punk is looking to the crowd for some support.
Jumping suplex release. He reached the pin before the one count.
Late in this one, and not even a one count. Passing down the brainbuster. Eddie's got Punk seeing more stars than on the Chicago flag after that one.
Oosh, running knee in the corner.
Back and forth. This has been an absolute showcase of fighting spirit from Punk and Guerrero.
Fighting spirit or sheer stubbornness. Either way, everyone in the WWE Universe is hanging on every move here. Oh, what a quick answer. Trading reversals.
Barbaric clubbing blow.
Irish thing incoming. No. Counter into an inverted DDT.
That's awful.
Great reversal. Running Hurricane Rana. Fantastic. Slam steps down.
Snap down with an inverted DDT. Think I felt that one. Getting put against the turnbuckles. Scoops up.
Uh-oh, Sweet Dreams coming.
Go to sleep. Guerrero's on his last breath.
I love this one. The lasso from El Paso. Wait a second. Interesting turn of events here. Yeah, he just released
The whole arena is on their feet at this point.
and that must be fueling these superstars. Just another burst of it.
And forth we go.
CM Punk stopped that in its tracks.
Blow after blow. Test of endurance at this point. Fatigue more than setting in, but these superstars are refusing to let up. And this
gets tossed into the ring. Shot to the body and another. Guerrero showing that just when you expect it, here's the pin attempt.
You know what? F the targets. Okay. Even though finish is done, you're not taking it to your game. Whatever.
CM Punk squaring off against Eddie Guerrero. And just listen to this crowd here in Chicago. Indeed. The ring psychology we're about to witness from these two is something that will be studied for years.
Two men who met decades ago. Neither one reached their heights, but now Punk and Eddie are so evenly matched. This already might be a match of the year candidate.
CM Punk, Eddie Guerrero, two of the best to ever do it in that ring. They've crossed paths before Punk joined WWE. Indeed, Cole. These two men engaged in multiple battles on the independent circuit during Eddie's brief time away from WWE when Punk was still an in-ring rookie. Punk's raw skills at that point sharpened Eddie enough for Eddie to return to WWE and become a world champion.
But now Punk has the skills and in-ring knowledge that equals that of Latino heat. So you better believe Punk.
Here in Chicago.
What is next?
Slingshot tech creating matches I only thought could happen in my wildest dreams is pretty awesome. But I see another application that to this point has not been attempted. I want to see Slingshot tech show me what could have been, too. One of the questions I get more than anything else is some variant of, what do you think would have happened if you stayed with WWE in 2014? Now we have a perfectly viable tool to at least attempt an answer. Hopefully Slingshot Tech is up to the task. While I may not know too much about what the future could have held, I do know that Triple H himself, after having sent his corporate goons after me following the Royal Rumble that year, was sizing me up for a matchup at WrestleMania 30. And I do know that if that match actually happened, I would have absolutely humiliated him in front of the world. Now, there's no question in my mind I'd have run right through him. I'd waited years for this chance. After all his tricks during the summer of 2011, bringing in his friends to attack me, using his corporate position to constantly stack the deck against me. I'm not picking a fight. I'm just saying, be careful who you push. Because you know I like to push back. I was ready to bring it all back to him tenfold. I buried him. But let's see if you can breathe life into my words. WrestleMania 30, CM Punk takes on Triple H. Time to play the game? Well, Hunter, I hope you realize that CM Punk doesn't play.
Well, it's fun and all, but it's almost 2 AM and I need to go to sleep. just want to see what team is entering. Is it the Federation? If you enjoyed this stream, I hope you will like and subscribe. So I've been live for almost 4 hours. Yeah, I'll see you in the next one, I guess. I am gonna live stream the rest of this tomorrow.